Welcome to a Monday night late night book chat. I am Andrew D Meredith, and this is my wife, Patricia Meredith. We're both authors, and we are speaking tonight with the man, the wizard, the mystery, the first risk taker for both of us, I think, among BookTube, Andrew the Wizard.
Yay. Am I the mystery? Was that one of the descriptors? I don't know if that's accurate.
You are now. She got you. We're going to talk about that today.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Tell us all about you. Tell us everything we need to know.
Everything. I'm a weird guy.
Unveil the mystery.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a weird guy who uploads videos about books, fantasy, sci-fi, horror to the internet. On the website called YouTube. You can occasionally find me on Instagram, maybe lurking on Twitter, but very sporadically, and in Discord.
Cool.
But
all is at Andrew's Wizardly Reads, right?
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, what it says on the screen, that's moi.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, Good night, everybody. Yeah, we've been friends for over 2 years now.
Yeah, it's going on 2 years. In fact, I've still got. Hold on. As I dive off screen, I've still got these puppies.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Classics.
The original collection.
Yes, the big mistake.
Yeah. You know what?
They are first edition.
You may say this is a big mistake, but I actually just recorded a video about falling back in love with mass market paperback.
Yeah.
I think there's something beautiful about a mass market paperback.
Exactly.
And the fact that you're the only indie author I know who's ever done it in this size and format, I'm never getting rid of these.
Yeah.
And this is Deathless Beast for those of you who don't know. All three of these.
Yes.
Yeah.
All three.
I released those three first, and then realized people were reading one and then going, "This is great," and then never reading two or three. And I'm like, you know what? They're saying that to be nice because it's a whole arc, and you have to get to the end of that to say this is great. I want to read more, but it's too easy to quit after the first one. And so I was like, okay, let's put it back together. It was how God originally intended it, and then I released it again in that October. So I kind of took it off the market for a few months, and
it's how Zone intended it.
It's how Zone intended it. Yes, that's true. Yes.
I don't know. I love these.
Yes. Yeah.
Deeper Faith, Bonds of Promise, and Seed of Hope.
Yes. Which each one is the first one is.
The first one is just Hannah's story in the book.
And then it's just Hannah's story, and then
the
Katiem's is kind of a mix of all three. Yeah. As it comes together. Yeah. But all of them are in Deathless Beast.
Yep. There's not a single word added or out of place in the compilation. So yeah.
That's so cool. You still have those.
Oh yeah. Out of all the things I've unhauled, I've never once considered getting rid of these.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Well, maybe someday I'll have to take them from you and spray the edge or something like that.
Yeah. There you go.
As long as you give them back.
Yeah. Your copies.
Yeah, I have just my personal copies, and that's it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, we sold out of them.
Yeah.
Anyway. Hi.
Before we ask you a bunch of random questions.
We're going to ask you a bunch of random questions.
Collation
right? Oh, no. That's right. Yes.
It's on Kickstarter right now.
Yes.
Book 4, Dread Knight, is coming out. So we already have 3 books out. I have Deathless Beast, Bone Shroud, and Gloves of Eons. And now with the release of Dread Knight, which is the end of the first arc, which is coming out in October, I have launched a Kickstarter with brand new art that matches for all of them and in hardback as well. So it's on Kickstarter right now. We are in the last week because this is airing on Monday. It's going to end on Saturday afternoon, Saturday at 12 o'clock my time. So 3 o'clock, whatever. But get in on it. We broke 8,000 already. Yeah. And we're heading towards 10,000.
Which is 6 stretch goals.
6 stretch goals. So now when you buy the deluxe box, you get an enamel pin, bookmarks, another bookmark now that's going to be a foil bookmark with a tassel, some art, some stickers, a map, a small map, and I do have a few people who have got the hardcover, but not the deluxe box for $10 more, but have bought other things to add to it. You should upgrade your pledge by $10 and get a whole lot more for a lot less. So, because that's already worth And I'm giving the audiobook to anybody who gets the deluxe box. If you only get the hardcovers, you're not getting the audiobook too. So why not? And if you don't listen to audiobooks, give it to somebody else. So
Good audiobooks.
thank you.
Yeah, they're
Thank
all
you.
We should give that guy a raise.
Yes,
I might.
I wish we could.
Yes.
Just pencil him in for a 20% raise.
Yes.
That's right. For those who don't get the joke, I'm the audiobook narrator.
Yes.
I just finished recording today, 3 days before this airs, chapter 37. So I'm within spitting distance of finishing the recording, and then I'll start my editing.
Awesome.
Which takes time. But yeah. Oh yeah. I did get the proof. I got some fixes to make out of the naked cover. Yes, you can't see that there's a collation symbol. That's what we're going to fix.
I can kind of see it.
Yeah, you can kind of see it. So it's going to be a lot darker.
Yeah.
And then it'll have spine out. Nice. And then
and the interior.
The interior,
fantastic.
I fixed a lot of I'm a lot happier. It's actually less pages by 50 than the originals, but the font I was able to get a lot larger.
Just formatting fixes.
Just some format fixes, and
the maps look really nice.
Yeah, I'll have a map at the beginning of each section,
they look beautiful.
as well as character symbols of whoever it's.
Now, I know you're a map aficionado. Are you the one who made those maps?
I was, yeah.
Mhm.
So I drew it by hand, scanned it in, and then redrew it on Photoshop to get it good and tight and clean. And then I could also make modifications so that I don't have like words wandering off the page.
Nice.
Also now, because we've passed the stretch goal, the interior art will include these beautiful works of art from
Dewey Conway.
Yeah, Dewey
Conway.
Conway.
He's doing some character art for me. He already did Jinnid and Soraya, and now he's doing the Clouds, and then he'll do the Paladames with the Ratha. And we're gonna have those this week, I think, to show off.
Incredible black and white.
Really great.
Oh my gosh, stunning.
I hadn't seen his work before, and it looks good.
Yeah,
I'm very happy with it. And then my dream, the dust cover, interior of the dust cover is gonna have a map.
Oh, nice.
So front and back. So you'll have the outside cover, and then inside will be a map. So if you're like, I would really like a really long map to frame on my wall. You
a 20 by 10.
Stick it up there. So
there you go.
Yeah. No, it'd be 9 by like 20. Yeah, because of the dust jacket. So, yeah.
Nice. The hardcovers are looking good.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
We're so excited.
But
This has been
we're really here.
You can only get the hardcovers either through your store after the Kickstarter or through the Kickstarter, correct?
Correct.
Right.
They will only be available through me. So if you're like, oh, I'll just wait until they're on Amazon, they won't be.
Yeah.
They'll still be a decent price, the same you would pay on Amazon, but it'll be through me, so that way I can make sure I get it signed and send any other goodies that you want along with it.
Yeah, because we'll have stickers and stuff.
Exactly.
Have I done my promotional piece? I'm just kidding.
Yes. So speaking of wizards.
Yes.
Oh, is it question time?
Yes.
It's question time. It's time for random questions.
Oh boy, this one's gonna take like 5 minutes to answer, just from the hemming and hawing. What is your favorite book that you've read so far this year?
There's a couple that could probably fit this. Recency bias is probably 20th Century Ghosts by Joe Hill. Fantastic collection. But if it's a novel, probably Lord of Shattered Land by Howard Andrew Jones.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you would love it if you haven't read it already.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, that's the one with the 80s cover, right?
Yeah, it's right here. Sword and Sorcery, Modern Sword and Sorcery. It's a chronicle. It's done in almost a linear short story compilation.
Okay.
Like it's an actual chronicle, but each chapter is its own self-contained adventure, and then it moves linearly through time with small time jumps. There is some horror aspects to it, but also there's a lot of sword and sorcery, and it's just been zhuzhed up for a modern audience, and it just works.
Awesome.
And it's a Roman era fantasy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Not enough of those.
Yeah.
So that's probably my answer. I'm also really enjoying. I was just talking to you guys about it. I'm currently doing another short story compilation. That seems to be my jam this year, and this is Long After Midnight by Ray Bradbury. And I'm not surprised that I love Bradbury.
Yeah.
So.
Did you know on our last episode when we were talking to Tekkens, they're reading Bradbury too?
Yeah, no, I actually watched that.
Oh yeah.
on Thursday.
Yeah.
Because I missed it live and I was very sad.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm the one who got Tori to read Dandelion Wine.
Nice.
Oh,
That's right. That's right. When you took over her.
Yeah, we did a TBR kind of
That's
takeover
great.
swap thing, and I selected Dandelion Wine for her to read, and
Excellent.
she mostly liked it.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. What more can you ask for?
I'll take it.
Yeah. So have you been a Bradbury fan as long as you've been a Stephen King fan, or?
No, Bradbury. So Bradbury turned into, like, I remember when the song came out. I can't elaborate on the song. If you haven't heard it, that's what YouTube's for. Don't listen to it around your kids.
Okay.
It's F Me, Ray Bradbury.
Okay.
So that came out, I think, shortly after high school.
Okay.
But also, I remember walking by the library. There was a poster about Ray Bradbury. He then died in 2012, and I was aware of that.
Yeah.
And then I knew about The Halloween Tree was one of my favorite animated movies growing up. I didn't know it was a Ray Bradbury until much later. But really within the last year and a half, I think, is when I've fully dived into reading Ray Bradbury.
Okay. I didn't know it was
I've
that.
read nine books / collections since then.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay. So is he your break? Is he?
Right now, yeah.
Yeah.
He's definitely a palate cleanser. If I'm feeling burnt out, I'll reach for a Bradbury.
Right.
Because he's always written in short form, right? Shortish form.
Mostly. I mean, even his longest novel is like 300 pages.
Yeah.
It's all very digestible, and usually it's short stories. He's from that age of just pumping out short stories constantly.
Right.
Mhm.
Like just always like one story a week was like his output for his whole life.
Wow.
I didn't
That's
realize it was
incredible.
that much.
He's author to over 1,000 short stories, I believe.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
incredible.
And then you also love Stephen King. I see you talking about him a lot.
I really like Stephen King. It was funny because I shouldn't.
Yeah.
When growing up, my sister used to torment me with like vampires and stuff like that because she knew I was a big scaredy cat. And I read The Shining when I was 18, and I loved it.
Yeah.
And I never came back to Stephen King.
Yeah.
Until late 20s, and since then, now he's my most read author. I've read 33 to 34 King novels. So
Is it the most that you've read by page count, though? Or have you been wandering into other?
Wandering In. I think King is still above Wandering In because I'm only five into the Wandering In, and those tend to come in around 300 to 350,000 words per entry.
Yeah.
So I'm only at 1.5 million words into Wandering In, and that's just not going to beat for 34 books.
Right.
So I think
how many volumes are there in Wandering In at this point?
so. That's a complicated question.
Yes.
Well, that's a complicated answer, not a complicated question. It's an easy question, complicated answer. So on the website, there's over 30.
Okay.
In that you can download to a Kindle or to Audible. I believe number 14 is just now coming out.
Okay.
So they're going back in the reformatting and creating ebooks and EPUBs and audiobooks. But I mean, it's 3 a year. But all of that stuff is already written. It's all free on the website.
Yeah.
Right.
But I think they're still working on volume 6 or 7. And
Well, that's 1 million words a year.
Yeah, she does like they do like 20,000 word weeks.
Wow.
Just chapter drops.
Yeah.
That's great. So for those people who haven't heard of it, can you give a brief?
The Wandering In.
Find it.
It's a web serial that basically it's a portal fantasy.
Yeah.
And it's got light lit RPG elements where people have levels, and the whole culture is actually based around leveling up. But it's not stat heavy. Instead, it's a character driven exploration on what happens when people from our world, as in there will be discussions about 2016 politics and presidential elections. I'll keep that vague. But those discussions show up in the book. They are from our world. They're not from Earth. They're from here. And they get transported into this fantasy world with drakes and dragons and wizards and levels and battles and goblins. And it's just watching these people survive and try and thrive. And they bring all their prejudices and their world ideas and their cultures into a culture that's completely alien to them, that doesn't share their values. And you get to see that culture clash. It's really, really great. I always say try volume 1. Volume 1 is 300,000 words. So it's basically the length of a Stormlight novel. Ooh, that light just blinked on me. We're going to turn that off. And now you can see me in darkness. Anyway, it's about the length of a Stormlight novel.
Yeah.
And if you like that, then you're good to go. Just keep going through the series.
Awesome.
But yeah, it's Port of Fantasy.
It's
Very
such
good.
a good idea. It's such a different, right?
Yeah.
It's the first thing that's
Well, I
really been
mean,
like that, right?
it's an interesting idea, but it's not new if you compare it to like anime. And you get like
True.
Naruto with 220 volumes because
That's
it's serialized, right? It just keeps
Yeah.
going.
Right.
And
Well, and that's the
or
basis
TV.
of fiction. I mean,
But
sure,
it ended at Naruto. There is no Boruto. I refuse.
yes.
I didn't say Boruto, did I?
No, you said Naruto, but I was clarifying.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm a Naruto fan. So
Okay.
Awesome.
I won't knock it then.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Other random question. What's your favorite weather to read in?
I would probably say fall.
Yeah.
Fall, autumnal. Autumnal. There we go. I can get that out.
Yeah.
Autumnal weather is probably my favorite. Close second would probably be mid-spring.
Yeah.
Summer's too hot in Indiana. It's way
Right.
too hot.
Yeah.
And winter is just too darn cold. Although, like winter, I can stay inside and curl up with a blanket, turn on the fire, and
Yeah. Are you guys starting to get fall weather, or is it still hot there?
oh no, it's gross today. It's
Yeah.
absolutely awful.
Yeah. I'm so ready for fall. I'm like,
You were ready for fall last spring.
I was ready for fall. Exactly. I was gonna say.
You're a fall person?
Absolutely. Yeah. Pumpkin spice lattes and, sweatpants and, and a t-shirt,
Scarves.
scarves. Oh, wearing scarves and sweaters and
I've got my Doctor Who scarf here somewhere.
yes,
Nice.
It's up there.
Number 4.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I've got a number 4 scarf up there.
Awesome.
Awesome. Did you make it?
No.
No.
No, I paid $50
Oh,
for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Do you go to Gen Con every year?
No, I've never been.
You've never
Oh,
been.
really?
Oh.
Never been to Gen Con. I was going to go this year, and then I had a trip that I had to
Yeah.
go.
I might be going next year. We'll see. I'm trying to see if the cars all alive.
Yeah.
You let me know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Make
if
it
I'm
happen.
going, it might be with a booth with a friend. In which case,
You can just
we're
come
going
work
to
it.
pull you in
Yes.
for free.
Yes.
So
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
we will be able to get you in then. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see how
I
many.
won't complain.
Yeah. We'll get Nico to come out too.
Yeah.
Yes.
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 Anytime I get to play around with Nico.
That's right.
I mean, fool around. I mean,
Chaos.
hang out. Yeah, hang out. That's what I meant.
Yeah,
Sorry.
hang out. It's guy love. I love
That's
it.
right.
All right, another
All
question.
right. What is a trope that really annoys you?
Ooh.
Tropes don't tend to bother me until they're abused. Once you abuse a trope within a certain, like Dark Age by Pierce Brown is a perfect example for me.
Hmm.
It's Here Comes the Cavalry, but I'm fine with 1 or 2 moments of Here Comes the Cavalry. But if you keep doing it over and over and over again to constantly get your protagonist out of issues,
Right.
then it really starts to bother me. Same with plot armor, where like, everybody around you is dying, but for some reason you seem to be fine.
Right.
You're the only one on the field left untouched.
Right.
What? Why? Random chance, or the fact that you happen to be the main protagonist? Like, do better.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, is that especially when the Here Comes the Cavalry is like is unannounced?
Yeah, like it's not forewarned. You don't know they're coming. It's all hope's lost. You are defeated. Oh, look, here comes somebody to save you.
Right.
Oh, look, here comes somebody to save you. It's just
Yeah.
I feel like it's a way that you can stagnate a character, because then, like, you know, if you're always bailed out, you have nothing to really strive to grow to.
It's true.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Okay, so this would have been a good question for Tori. So what fictional motley crew would you love to be a part of?
Hear that, Tori? He got this question. You did.
Oh, I got this question. Oh, motley crew would I like to be a part of?
Besides being the cavalry that comes and saves them in Dark Age.
Yeah, right. I mean, my go-to answer would probably something Wheel of Time, but I'm not gonna select that because that feels lazy. Oh gosh, there is Bryce O'Connor has a group of characters in Iron Prince. They're in combat school, and it's Raiden Ward, and there's just this whole group of friends, and they're so supportive. They josh each other all the time, just constant ribbing. There's lots of emotion, lots of heart. So I'm gonna say that one, Iron Prince.
Awesome.
By Bryce O'Connor.
Really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say you could be one of the creepy things in The Shining, in one of the rooms.
Is that a motley crew?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I would like to be around a good group of friends.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's my answer.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
There you go. That's our random questions. Now
Yes.
we'll just randomly ask you
So,
other questions.
You are known in the community, here it comes, as the TBR King. But we want to discuss
Am I the DNF king or the TBR king?
the DNF King.
Okay.
But what we want to discuss is the positives of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thoughts.
Nine thoughts?
We have thoughts too. But we want to hear your thoughts before we start like projecting on you.
Yes.
So I like DNFing. My whole motto is life's too short. You never know what's around the corner. You never know if you're waking up tomorrow.
Yeah.
So using that mindset, if I'm not enjoying something, why would I finish it? Especially if I have the option and the choice.
Right.
Like, granted, I don't enjoy work, but I can't quit my job.
Right.
But if reading a book, especially at my age, is 9 times out of 10 going to be for pleasure.
Right.
If I'm not getting that out of the story that I'm reading, and I'm not seeking any sort of philosophical or growth mindset or trying to expand my mind, if I'm just looking to have a good time and I'm not having a good time, why? Why force myself?
Right.
Yeah.
Pick up something else, move on. And that book is going to be for somebody else. Great.
Right.
But it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not going to disparage the book for not being for me, but well, okay. There are a couple books I will disparage, but I feel like it's deserved. But I'm not going to go out of my way. Like, if it comes up in conversation, I'll give my honest thoughts on a book.
Right.
But I don't know. Like, I can't bring myself to finish something that I'm not enjoying. Now, does that mean I'm going to immediately get rid of the book? 5 times out of 10, yes. But there are 5 times out of 10 where I can look at myself and go, this is probably a mood thing. Maybe I should put this aside, come back later, try it again. And then it might take 2 or 3 times before I really enjoy that book. Or I probably should have followed my gut the first time and just not tried.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Those are my off-the-cuff thoughts, completely unprepared.
Yeah.
No, that's exactly. And I think that's what we wanted to point out was just, I think it's great. And I think you're absolutely right. Like, life's too short to read a crappy book. So it's, and I think also the mood reading thing, like people talk about, well, am I a mood reader or not? I think the truth that people need to acknowledge is we are all mood readers, right? You are going to come to the book no matter what with a certain mood, with however your life is, wherever you're at. And that does affect our reading.
Yeah.
And so often we want to say, oh no, I can be objectively, reading this. No, you never really can. You're always going to have some preconceived notion going into a book. And so, yeah. And I think being able to recognize when it's just not a book that's for you, that's so great because move on. Yeah.
No, go ahead. I'm not going to cut you off.
I think part of the outpouring of that is because you DNF so much, you read a lot more books and take a lot more risks than I think probably anybody else in the community.
Yeah.
Because you have the time to do that, right? You have the time to take a risk on the first 100 pages and say nope. But that also means you're more likely to get through and find more gems than most people because you're panning for so much more gold than anybody else.
Yeah, I wish I could say 100 pages was my was my mark. I have DNF'd on the first or second page before.
Yes.
Just because of subject matter. Like if we're talking about a young girl's menstrual cycle on page 1 of a book, 34-year-old man, probably not for me.
No.
I've run into that before. I believe that was Shield Maiden. I couldn't tell you the author's name, but I was just like, you know what? Like I'm not the target audience here. There's nothing wrong with not being the target audience.
No.
And so I gladly passed that book along to somebody else, and I moved on to something else.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you actually took the words right out of my mouth. I was like, yeah, that's why I probably get so much done, is because usually I like to ensure I'm having a good time.
Right.
The one time I won't ensure I'm having a good time is there are occasional times if I'm doing a review copy and I really like the author, and I mean I like this person on a just like an individual basis.
Yeah.
I will force myself through books that otherwise I would have DNF'd.
Right.
And I will
force yourself past the first 5 pages, past the grief dark.
Okay, so the whole grief dark thing, there's a plant in Andrew's books. And it's not really explained, or like this is like page 1, page 2.
Yeah. Yep.
And this is like a medical herb, and it like has effects. Like if you walk through it, it's got like a numbing effect and stuff like that. And I was just like, what is grief dark? Like, because if you name something grief dark, like I could picture a sword named Grief Dark. I could picture a dark undercity called Grief Dark or something like that. So like one of my early messages is like, what the crap is Grief Dark? And then like since then it's become a running joke.
Yeah. Because he's right. Because I picture it. Yeah. It doesn't. Yeah. That's interesting.
I still got to make that shirt. I'm gonna make a good grief dark that looks like Charlie Brown and then ends with a skull with the plants growing out of it. But I gotta actually.
I will buy one.
Find it.
If you make it, I will buy it.
Yep. It'll happen.
I'll wear it in videos and everything.
Awesome.
Oh my goodness.
Grief dark.
So is that something else? Pet peeve is things that are just thrown in there that you need to know what they mean.
So that probably stems from like, you know, I have ADHD and I have Asperger's. And so certain things, if they don't click in my mind, I will struggle to move past them.
Yes.
So there needs to be a certain amount of information or story flow or context for me to connect the dots in my brain in order to make something click.
Right. Yeah.
So luckily I have an outlet to the author and I can just send a quick message going, what is this?
Yes.
And then I can move past it.
Yeah.
Or someone can watch this video and be like, I know what that is.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
We're now pre-informed.
That's right. Yeah. I think for the most part you do a good job of dropping things in there and explaining.
Yeah.
Like probably the next page explains what grief dark is. But
that's generally what happens when I read out loud to her. She's like,
yes,
you need to explain that thing. And I said, would you please wait one paragraph? And then I explain it.
Yeah.
I can see why you like Janie Wirtz, because Janie Wirtz does that too.
Oh, she does.
She'll give you the thing, and then you're like, I have no idea what happened. And you need to wait like a page to a page and a half, and then comes the explanation.
Exactly.
And I'm very impatient.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I think just via that, we both owe you a great debt.
Yes.
Because you really were the first kind of risk taker. I mean, I was already in SBFBO with Thrice, but I joined yours and Nico's Discord and started making friends and chatting, and you took a chance.
Which Nico introduced you. I thought Nico, or did you?
No, you read it.
I think I introduced him.
Introduced
Nico.
Okay.
And then I gave away a bunch of audio codes, which got Anitha and you, and then eventually Pete to all read. And just from that, I now have a network of readers. And then I think it was then you specifically who was like, I trust Andrew now. I guess I'll read his wife's work. Yeah.
I don't know if that's exactly how that went down. I don't remember how that went down.
I think it was.
I trust you. I'll read your wife's stuff because I do trust you. If you say it's good, it
I
must
remember
be
him
good.
showing me the Discord, and he's like, "Do you want them to read your books?" And I was like, "Sure, whatever."
The only book I have yet to read from the two of you is I keep wanting to say I haven't read Dread Knight yet because I don't have a copy of it, and then I haven't read the Slings and Sparrows. That's the only thing I haven't read.
Okay, yeah, that one's definitely more cozy. I honestly don't know if you'll like it.
Like very cozy.
Yeah.
I don't mind cozy, but like I popped out of like as soon as that one released, I was out of the mystery
Yes.
sort of like mindset. So I think come this fall, that tends to be when I like fall into like love with mysteries and stuff like that. So
It
that's
might
where
be a
that's
good one for the fall because it's just a light, fun read. So if
You'll-
you go into it
you'll
with
finish
that
it in a
mood,
couple
you'll love
hours.
it. Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
But just know
Oh,
it's
yeah.
very cozy. So,
I've got it. I purchased it from you guys.
I
Yeah,
know. Thank you. I appreciate it. I am working on more Spokane Clock Tower, but
Okay.
my new job, it keeps getting pushed back. So
It'll be ready when it's ready, and I'll be
it's
here
ready.
waiting.
Exactly. But I keep thinking about the characters, and I'm like, oh, I want to get back to them.
Yeah.
So yeah. So how did you start on BookTube? What is your story?
That I exist because of Nico.
Okay.
The story is I was watching Daniel Green. I was reading Daniel Green recommendations and kind of bouncing off of them. I wasn't jiving.
Yeah.
And so then I discovered Mike. I had a lot more success with Mike from Mike's book reviews. And then he shouted out Slowly Read, who was a grimdark fantasy YouTuber.
Okay.
Booktuber. And then from there, he shouted out Nico. I went to Nico's channel. I criticized his setup. And like the way he had things framed. If you go back to Nico's old videos, he's to the side and very far away from his shelves.
Oh.
Like he was in front of his desk and his shelves were on the other side of the room.
Right.
Oh.
And so I was just like, hey, you're framing. And he was very receptive to that. He's like, thanks for the feedback.
Yeah.
And then we started chatting. And then I saw that he was buddy reading this is the long-winded answer. He was buddy reading American Gods with Rose K. Reads, which is a defunct channel. And he had opened up a Discord, and I joined that Discord. I was like the third or fifth member to join that Discord. I had just read American Gods, and I wanted to talk to somebody about it because I had a very mixed experience.
Oh, okay.
With the book, and the rest is kind of history. I started ranting about the Witcher books, and then he was just like, hey, you've got all of these like strong opinions, why don't you just make a channel?
Yeah.
And I was just like, no, I'm not gonna do it. And then another channel, Megan's Reading Revelations, ganged up on me with Nico, and they made me put out a video. Well, they didn't make me, but they convinced me to do so, and the rest is history.
Yeah.
Wow. And was that what, 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
No, that was
Class of 20, right?
No, I'm class of 2021.
Okay.
So I'm March 7th, 2021. So almost 4 years coming up.
Wow.
3.5 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've almost been doing this for 4 years.
Wow. How many people are in the Discord now?
600.
Yeah.
600-ish.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And just shy of 1,000 videos on my channel, and that includes shorts,
Yeah.
live streams, and stuff like that. Yeah, just chugging away.
Yeah.
Got some wonderful patrons. I've got about Patreon says I've got 53. I don't think all of those are full. I think it started included free memberships since it's all packaging. But I've got wonderful patrons.
Cool.
Got some great bookish friends.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. That's a good group.
Been around long enough to get into some Twitter drama, and
Yep.
eventually you're gonna kick the nest, and
Yours and others.
Yes.
pretty much both.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just fun stuff.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Been around the block a time or two. I've read, I want to say 600 books in the last 4 years.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
That's incredible.
Yeah, because last year I think you hit 200 or something, right?
I think that was 2023. Yeah, so that would be last year.
Yeah.
2022 or 2023.
Today is
What
20.
was the year I hit 210?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
I went to like since joining BookTube, I have yet to read less than 120 books
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
year.
What are you at for this year?
87.
Okay.
I
Do you-
believe it's 87.
Record.
Yeah.
I tried to 88. Sorry.
Yeah.
I've tried to slow down just to
Yeah.
make sure I'm spending more time with family and not always engrossed in a book. Because as much as I love reading, you only get so many years with your kids when they're young.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of taken a lot more precedence,
Yeah.
which is why you don't see me doing a lot of live streams anymore and stuff like that. Like it's just I'm trying to enjoy the time I have.
Absolutely. And make sure you count those books, because every time you read a Mo Willems, like that's just
That's
you know,
right.
That's
Yeah,
a book.
Elephant and Piggy counts.
That's right.
And if you aren't reading Elephant and Piggy yet, you should.
Yes.
I have no idea what that is. You'll have to send it to me.
Oh
Yeah,
my
okay.
goodness, yes. Yes. Oh, they're so good.
Yeah, get them at the library.
Yes.
Because
yeah.
how
There's a ton
yeah,
of them.
Yeah,
There's a ton
you'll
of
love
them.
them.
4 and 2.
Yeah, 4 and
Yeah.
2. Yes.
Mo
Yeah.
Willems would be great. He
Okay.
started with Pigeon books, and then he went over to the Elephant and Piggy books.
They're better than the pigeon books.
I
Pigeon
agree.
books are just yelling at people. The Elephant and Piggy ones
Are two friends.
hilarious.
Yeah. Kind of a Bert and Ernie kind of relationship.
Anyway, those are good.
Yeah. Oh, make sure to send those over to me after we're done, and I'll
I
get those checked out.
will. And then the nice thing is when they get older, right? Like now I'm reading, full chapter books with my kids, and it's so nice to have these amazing discussions with them
Yes.
about. And our son is reading Lord of the Rings now.
He's
for the
doing.
first time.
He's listening, and he's immersive reading with Andy Serkis right now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
I want to get the Andy Serkis Silmarillion.
I do
Yes.
too. Just because, like, if you've listened to The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings by him, he is doing his interpretation of the characters from the movies. So there's an Ian McKellen-ness to how he does Gandalf, and of course, Gollum is Gollum. But like, I want to listen to the Silmarillion to see what his interpretation is of everything, because there's nothing to draw off of at that point.
Right.
So
Yeah.
yeah, we have to buy it.
Let's see. Yeah. So we've done like the live watch-alongs with you for the.
Yeah, we still
Lord
need
of
to
the
do the
Rings.
cartoons.
Yes, we do. I'm ready and waiting.
That's
Yeah.
right. Maybe this October.
They're hard to find.
They are hard to find.
Yeah, well, and even on YouTube, so you can't just watch them. Like pirated.
I mean, I'm willing to buy them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably buy them off of eBay for like $5.
Probably.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I'd have to lug my DVD player downstairs.
Right. we picked up a VHS player because you can buy VHSs for pretty cheap. So now they're going up
antique
again because
balls.
now they're becoming
Now they're vintage and cool.
right, exactly. So they're worth something again. But yeah, well, we're sick of paying for streaming.
I only pay for Hulu, Discovery Plus because I like home renovation shows because I'm boring.
Yeah. No, those are fun.
Yeah, no, I love Hometown. I love Restoration Road.
Yeah.
Love that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I just watch a bunch of cooking shows. But like people think that because I read all of this, I'm gonna go and watch all the adaptations.
No. Yeah.
I haven't even caught up on the latest Doctor Who. Like I'm just.
Oh yeah. No. Yeah.
I just learned today that in 2001 there was a Polish company that made The Witcher. So The Witcher, this is actually its second adaptation.
What?
Yeah, there's a 2001 Witcher. It's called The Hexer, and it's in Europe. And there's like certain shots they actually took from it. For so they've made The Witcher before.
I only watched the first season.
Yeah.
So.
I think you did too.
I watched part of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I bounced off of it.
Yeah.
I liked it. It was just.
He's a great Gerald.
Yeah.
I've not even played the game. I appreciate.
Well,
Yeah,
frankly, like anything Henry Cavill touches is usually
I
going
agree.
to be entertaining.
Yes.
Same with Ryan Reynolds. Those are my two man crushes.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait.
Well, celebrity.
Okay. That's fine. Your profile pic still throws me on Twitter. I log on. I'm like, what did I say? What am I doing? Oh, that's Andrew.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's still my. I think that's my Twitter one.
Yeah, on Twitter.
And then it's either on Blue Sky or Threads. It's Tori.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys.
It's the picture of the two of us at the burger shop.
Oh yeah, which is what I used for the intro.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's both of our faces in equal, and so I see
Right.
my face there, and I'm like, what am I? I didn't write that. Oh.
I rarely ever get on Twitter anymore.
Yeah.
I don't have the mental energy for.
It's a good 6 months to not be on it anyway. So.
Yeah, pretty much.
So okay, so what's it like being Andrew in the world?
Being Andrew.
Being an Andrew.
An Andrew, yeah.
Being on Andrew.
Yes.
I mean,
Never met an Andrew you don't like. Like it's okay to
He
not
loves
like
finding
loathe
Andrews.
them,
Yeah.
or like to like them, or to be like, just nonplussed. But have you ever met an Andrew you didn't like?
Yes, but I just recently heard that the guy passed, so I don't really want to talk to him.
Hey, have an inclusion.
It was an Andrew I used to work with when I worked in a gas station, and I just randomly heard that he passed.
Yeah.
So that's sad.
Yeah.
But
the gas station you met your wife at?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, he worked in the main store because I worked at Meijer, and he worked in the main store in customer service, and my wife and I were out in the gas station. But it's funny because growing up, I knew two other people with my first and middle name.
Wow.
So I'm Andrew James, and it's just such an easy, like AJ is a very common combination.
Yeah.
And so that was a bit annoying.
Yeah.
Because I would meet an Andrew and I just go, "What's your middle name?"
Yeah.
Yep.
So have you ever gone by Andy or Drew?
I tried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried it. I tried James, Drew. I don't like Andy.
Me either.
And then Anyway, I tried those, but it was too late. I was already Andrew.
Yeah.
And so whenever I would, like if you're in grade school, the teacher would be like, "Hey, is there something else you would like me to call you?" I'd like pipe up and say, "Hey, can you call me this?" And I would immediately get shouted down.
Yeah.
They were just like, "Disregard him. He's trying to be cool." That's Andrew. Like it was too late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What grade was that in?
It's probably something angsty like middle school.
Okay. I drew in 4th grade, and it didn't stick either. Yeah.
I don't know. I always call you Wizard because I need. Because my
You
brother
and Tori refer to me as Wizard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a lot of Andrews in my life.
Yep.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will respond to Wizard. So
Yes, you
do.
It's an interesting sort of I don't know. It's an interesting culture where like I can just say, "Yeah, I'm Wizard," and people were like, "Yeah, okay, yeah, sure, fine."
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Plus, that was a great movie.
What?
The
So
Wizard.
what?
Did you ever watch the movie The Wizard?
Are you talking about the Wiz or the Wizard?
The Wizard with Fred Savage, and the little boy who's a genius video game player.
No, I'll watch the Wiz.
Yeah.
The
Michael
Wizard
Jackson.
of Oz.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Michael Jackson Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you should check out The Wizard. It's like late '80s, early '90s classic. Yeah.
Fred Savage is the kid from Princess Diaries, right?
Yes.
Is he in Princess Diaries?
Yes.
Well, he's in Princess Bride.
Sorry, Princess Bride.
Yeah, Princess Bride. There we go.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Not
Wonder
Princess
Years.
Diaries.
Wonder Years. Yeah.
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 Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
Yeah. The Wizard was also like the introduction to the world to both Super Mario 3 was like the movie was its announcement, and the Power Glove.
Oh, I love the Power Glove. To this day, I still think the Power Glove looks cool.
Yeah.
It's a piece of garbage, but it looks fantastic.
Yes.
It's just this vinyl gray buttony thing.
Yeah. It had a Nintendo on here, but you
Okay.
also could control. It had like a rotator, so it was like an early Wii, basically.
I was gonna say.
And so it was their attempt towards going towards the Wii, and so you could just do this and totally like Yu-Gi-Oh it, or you could actually have some games where you actually rotated your hand to control things.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
And it
All
was
right.
buggy as crap.
Yeah.
And didn't actually have one, but I knew friends who had some.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure Andrew
yeah.
probably had one, but his dad bought him like everything. So for
The
like,
other Andrew.
I got to play the Nintendo V. Do you remember Nintendo 3D, the red one?
You're talking about? Are you talking about the Virtual Boy?
Yeah, Virtual Boy. He had that. Man, that
My
gave.
cousins had one, and it caused so many headaches.
Oh yeah. So you had to sit like this with your eyes on it, and it was 3D, but it was red. So instead of white, there's just red lights, and so it's completely throwing you off. And there's like you're playing Pong with it.
Yeah, the stand was only. Where's my tripod? So like, this was as tall as it would be. So you would have to lean over and put your face in there
to make sure it was dark. Yeah,
these lights.
Because it was like low level light red.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was,
wow.
Yes.
it was awful.
It lasted like
It's
a
one-
year,
I think it only sold like 5,000 units or something ridiculous. Like it was.
Yeah,
It was not a success.
Yeah.
No.
Huh.
Yeah.
I never saw that.
That
Yeah,
was like 19.
Virtual Boy was fun. You could pop like No, I think it had its own games. I don't think it would play Game Boy games.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know.
It had like 10 or 20 games, maybe.
Thing's awful.
Nice.
Trisha's just like, I don't care.
I miss the 90s.
We had a PlayStation. We did PlayStation, and we had the little Game
But
Boys.
you were so much younger.
But I was that was my brother's thing, right?
Yes.
So I would watch him play, and then that gave me a headache. And so yeah. But I like we played Hogwarts Legacy.
Very good game.
So good.
Yeah.
Very
But
good game.
I like that kind of the story games like that. And I played Spyro.
I'm very excited for the new Dragon Age.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
When does that come out?
October something.
Okay.
Dragon Age Veilguard.
Okay.
I cannot wait. I've been waiting 8 years, I think.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Something like that.
Well, you should do a live playthrough.
I'm not that guy.
Just enjoy the
Just
game.
enjoy it. I know.
Yeah.
I have no want to be like a streamer.
Sure. Yeah.
I like reading books. That's my thing. I like playing video games. I can talk to people about books and I can talk to people about video games, but I can't talk while I'm doing the thing.
Right. Yeah.
I enjoy co-op and I enjoy playing with other people.
Yeah.
But that's more of a social interaction to me.
Yeah.
And I can have a conversation. But like if I have to constantly look over and read text off of a screen for like people's comments while I'm doing the thing, I would get annihilated.
Yeah. We haven't gotten to play Among Us with you. We should do that sometime.
Okay. I haven't played Among Us since 2021, but
Yeah, I bet you're a cruel player.
I won a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was able to be slightly deceitful.
Awesome. Yeah, that's on target. That's on brand. Yeah.
It's a fun game.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to play what is it, Baldur's Gate 3?
Okay.
Because I played Baldur's Gate 2 way back in the day.
Yeah.
Like most people don't realize the gap between 2 and 3 because there was an interim of like Dark Alliance and then there was another one. That was PlayStation 2.
Mm-hmm.
But Baldur's Gate 3 has been coming for like 20 years or something like that.
And Baldur's Gate 1 was like 1999, wasn't it? The original Baldur's Gate? I think it was 99.
It might have been 99. It might have been the 90s.
It was on console. It was computer.
It was computer only, yeah. And it might have been Windows 98 that ran it.
One,
Yeah.
Showing my age.
20 years ago was the 80s. Still. It's like
I hate to break it to you, but
oh my goodness.
it really wasn't.
You were born-
That happens to me all the time.
If you were born in the
Yeah.
80s, you have seen 5 decades.
Yeah.
Count.
You're in the middle of your 5th decade.
You're in the
Yeah.
middle of your 5th decade that you've seen. And remember,
But I'm only in my 30s.
yes, the 80s, the 90s,
Oh,
the aughts, the 10s, the 20s. We're in.
yeah.
So you're in your
yeah.
fifth. You're in your 5th decade.
That's bizarre.
Born in 1990.
Nice.
Oh,
So see,
he only
he's
knows
younger
4.
than me.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I almost am in my 6th, but I'm not.
Not
Because
yet.
I was 82.
Yeah, so you're just borderline.
Yep.
Anyway, yeah. So, video games, movies. What else do you like to do in your free time when you're not reading?
I like walking a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I probably walk 3 hours a day.
Wow.
Wow.
Do you
I
listen
just-
to audiobooks or you just go?
Yeah.
Yeah, audiobooks. Yeah.
hmm
Yeah.
I used to brew beer. Used to do that. Been contemplating doing mead.
Yeah.
But I mean, ever since having kids, that's been out the window.
Yeah.
Having a big burner, because I have a propane burner. I didn't do it on the stove. I did it in like a big stew pot, like a gumbo pot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I would do 5-gallon batches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of doing the method of like doing like, what was it, like 3 gallons, and then you add water.
Yep.
In primary, I believe is where you would do that.
He-
There's different methods to make beer.
yeah.
And I would just do the 5 gallons right out the gate.
Yeah.
So there's no place for that around kids.
No, there's not.
Okay.
Well, the thing about mead is that it doesn't require any boiling at all.
Yeah.
You just
You sterilize, dumping in your ingredients, and it starts
exactly.
fermenting.
The
Okay.
downside is honey is expensive.
Yes,
Yes.
honey is very expensive.
Oh, but it
Yep.
tastes so good.
It does taste
Mead
so
is
good.
so good. I love mead.
So I went to a mead fest one time, and I thought I was fine, and I called an Uber, and I sat down in the Uber, and immediately everything started spinning, and I just went, "Oh no, I've made a mistake."
Oh, no.
Yes.
That was a very bad day.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. It does sneak up on you. Because it's closer to wine, right? It's,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
It tends to be stronger than wine.
Even stronger than wine.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Wine will range around the 9 to 12% or 9 to 14, and then mead is typically like 12 to 16.
Okay.
Yes.
But it goes down so easy.
It does.
It
The
does.
sweeter it is, the sweeter it is because it has more unfermented sugar.
Oh,
But-
The first time I heard about mead was Antonio Banderas's The 13th Warrior.
Yes.
Hmm,
That's a
mhm.
great.
Because
Yeah.
he's just like, I cannot imbibe anything that has been I forget the actual line, but the guy starts laughing at him.
Yeah.
And he's like, "It's made from honey," and he like passes on the horn, and he's
That's
just
right.
like, "Okay."
Yes.
right.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my
Yes,
gosh.
that's a great
I
movie.
love that
I was
movie.
just pitching. They're writing a book, and they're like, "It's 13th Warrior meets something." And I was like, "You have me at 13th Warrior."
It's such a good. I've watched that movie probably 5 times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great
Yeah.
movie.
Antonio Banderas is another one who can do no wrong.
Yeah.
He's, yeah.
That's great.
He's a great Zorro.
Yes.
Yes, he
yeah.
is.
I love his
Kids
voice.
are almost old enough to watch that.
Yeah. You
Getting
just have to
close
go
up
through
there.
the one thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. The head beat.
Yeah. We just introduced our kids to Back to the Future, though. That was really
Oh,
cool.
nice.
Yes.
Yeah. We watched all 3 of them in a row. They loved them.
Yeah.
So. I was trying to explain steampunk to them. And I was like, we have to see movie 3. So you have to see all 3 of them. So,
Yep. And they were obsessed immediately.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. It's,
Yeah, they're probably not old enough to watch. What's that Harrison Ford movie? Blade Runner.
No,
not yet.
that one's just so over the head,
It's, yeah.
even for an adult. I still need to watch the new one. I really want to watch the.
There's a TV show coming out too.
Oh, really?
Oh, really? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Or it's either a TV show or a sequel to 2049.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe.
Order with,
No, it was the last one was Gosling.
Yeah.
yeah,
Gosling.
I was going to say, is it going to be him? Okay.
I don't know because I think they're going to do it like another 20-year jump or something like that.
Oh,
so
okay.
it might not be Gosling.
If it's a
That'd be
TV show,
one.
they could probably do it like an anthology style too.
I know. I just picked up a Neuromancer.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I
yeah.
haven't read that one yet, and that one's supposed to be the progenitor of modern
Yes.
cyberpunk.
Yes.
He also wrote
So
the
hold on, you said
Difference
you-
Engine.
You did read it, though? Or you haven't?
No, I haven't read it.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I
You-
just picked it up.
I think you'll like it. Yeah. Neuromancer's good. Yeah. I love all those.
He also wrote The Difference Engine, which is the original steampunk book.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
So
Well,
he basically wrote
Time
the
Machine. and-
yes, but I mean
yeah.
what we consider modern
Jules
Victoriana steampunk
Sure.
came from the term steampunk that like he coined,
Yes.
and then cyberpunk from Neuromancer.
Mhm.
Difference Engine is a very slow book. I did work through it, but I enjoyed it. But it's you can look at it and go, okay, this inspired steampunk. It's hardly steampunk itself.
Right.
Yeah.
Just like Lord of the Rings is not
Right.
fantasy. It's
Whoa.
That's a whole separate thing. It's the introduction to it.
Correct,
It's
but it
a
is fantasy.
Yeah, but it's not like fantasy you read today.
Well, no.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here watching you two.
That's a whole separate discussion.
Yeah.
Really.
I mean, you could argue that Dune is not sci-fi but fantasy in a way, but to say that Lord of the Rings isn't fantasy, that's a hard stretch.
It's mythology.
Yeah,
It's fantasy mythology.
It's like you can argue like early mythology is fantasy.
right.
It's
Right.
like Greek gods and all that.
Yes.
Like that's fantasy.
Yeah.
So if you want to go all the way back, like anyway.
I feel like that could be a very interesting topic.
Yes,
Yeah.
apparently we're going to discuss that afterwards.
Yeah.
All right. Well, did you have any other questions?
No,
I'm here.
Yeah.
you are here. Always.
Trying to think of any last thoughts.
What do you have coming up this next month?
Yeah.
What was the question?
What do you have coming up this month?
This month?
Yeah.
This month. Next month is I surrendered my entire TBR to my patrons.
Okay.
Ooh. Okay. Like for
So,
October.
For September.
September. Yeah.
Yeah, they picked all of my reads. All of
Excellent.
them.
Any you're pretty excited about?
Deathstalker by Simon R. Green.
Okay.
It's supposed to be like 1950s sci-fi take on like Star Trek type deal.
Ooh.
So that's supposed to be good. I've got a lot of Brent Weeks. Got some.
Your first Brent Weeks?
I've read Brent Weeks before, but it's been since pre-booktube.
Sure.
Okay.
So I have to completely reread everything. And then got some self-pub, some review copies. It'll be good. We'll get through it. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Do you have permission from Patreons to DNF, or is it you must finish situation?
The rule is if I DNF, I will go back to them and I will say, "Hey, shoot me another buck." And then they can go in and give me something else.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I built in a DNF rule.
Good.
Yeah.
So
And is it just $10 or is it
yeah, just $10.
just 10? Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Because you said you do about 10.
So I guess they didn't pick my entire. I gave myself like one or two.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So because usually I try and set 12 books as my kind of goal for every month, and it used to be 16. So I've cut that back, and
Yeah.
I really wanted to cut it back to
12,
about 10.
that's 12 finished books a month.
Yep. I am a voracious reader. If you see me out and about, that 9 times out of 10, I'm going to have on my bone conduction headphones.
Yeah.
So
Exactly. Yeah.
I've always got something going on.
Yeah. Well, that's why I love audiobooks. I get through so many more books that way.
And it is reading.
Absolutely.
I consider it to be reading.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Anyway, I never understood that argument.
I saw someone posted, maybe even been you, that oral storytellers did not suffer through generations and centuries of telling stories to be told that their stories don't count.
Yes.
I don't know if that was me. It sounds like a discussion I was a part of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that specifically came from me.
Yeah. But that's absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
I won't claim the line because I'm only 20% certain that would be something that came out of my mouth. It's something I agree with.
Yes. Yeah. Awesome. Well, then on that note, one more shout out. Where can we find you and
Please subscribe
and all your
to
stuff?
Andrew
Yes,
Wizardly
please
Reads.
subscribe. Send him money on Patreon. Support him.
I am to be found on the YouTubes at Andrew's Wizardly Reads. I got tons of stuff for you to go back and watch. Some of it's cringy, not all of it's good, but I did my best.
Entertaining. If anything, you'll be entertained. You'll have a great TBR. Like there's so many books that you.
That's why I do it. Honestly, is I get messages all the time of just, hey, I picked up this book because you recommended it, and I'm loving it. And I'm like, yes. I get a lot of that with Wandering In too. So
yeah,
I'm just bringing it back to Wandering In. A lot of people really love Wandering In.
Yeah.
So.
That's awesome. All right. I think that's all we have for tonight.
Yep.
Anything else?
Back my Kickstarter, please.
Oh yeah.
Just a few more days. Jump on there. It's worth it. I've made it worth your time, worth your while, and let's do it. Let's close off good.
Thank you for your support. All right. Everybody have a good night.
Have a good night.